everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my God, it's people helping people!
Welcome in. This is a new episode of
Riz, hold up. Wait a minute.
what happened?
You've been podcasting too much, brother.
Oh, what?
This You're on People Helping People right now.
Oh, I was getting ready to do my intro.
Oh man. Yeah, I know you're delirious. I am
Okay.
too, brother. I'm
I need a
glad you're
break.
here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. Feels good. Dude, and we're podcasting full tonight. Welcome in.
Back
Yeah.
back to back.
I just have to say, we just had a sit-down conversation on Uplift State of Mind's podcast. We went live at 6 o'clock, and we could have talked for hours, man. And, you know, as a guest on not only my first podcast, but your show, it felt really good. It felt invigorating. It felt nice to be asked some questions. And so I want to give you your flowers and say thank you for having me on.
Of course, man. It was a pleasure. You know, it's learning how to be a podcast host is crazy, and like I'm so worried about making sure that people have enough time to, or not enough time, but the opportunity to share their story. And I try to relate to what people have to say without talking too much to take up too much time, you know, but it was really great to hear your story. I mean, this will be the third time I've been on the pod, and the second time I was on, I found myself wanting to ask you questions. Like, and I don't even think I'd started my podcast yet at that time. I think I'd talked about it, and I was like, I was on here with B, and there was times when I wanted to be like, tell me about this, you know, or what's good, you know, and I'm like, hold on, like this is time and a place, you know. So
It's
I'm
awesome.
glad to have you on for sure.
I appreciate you, brother. It was great. It was so fun. And yeah, you know, it's really wild as we both sit here and you're on episode 9 or 10 now.
Yeah, episode 9.
Episode
Yep.
9. Yeah. And we both sit here and we're growing together. And one thing that we touched on was that there's enough to go around for everybody. You know, I think a lot of people in business and in life and in whatever endeavor that is that somebody's, you know, trying to take on, they think it's a feast or famine world that we live in. And yes, there's healthy things to be said about having competition, but there's enough to go around.
Man, and coming from being a musician, and it is so much not like that making music.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to support people 100% in music, you know, but that is not the attitude that is shared among the majority, you know. So it's cool to be in a position to where we can be in this creative space and just like I'm bouncing ideas off you and stuff, like I'm shooting you texts like, hey man, or you know, whatever. And so it's cool to be able to grow together, like you said. Yeah,
For sure, bro. For
it's
sure. And I couldn't have said it better. Like it just is. It's interesting how these different avenues in life they have different mindsets, and I just want you to know. And as you know, you can hit me up at any time, and I'll hit you up too if I see something cool or whatever. It's like, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's grow together. And if my audience resonates with you, well, go subscribe. Go to Uplift State of Mind. It's an awesome mental health podcast where you guys are just vulnerable, breaking things down, and then talking about how people got through those things. And I think that that's so stinking important, bro.
It's cool to be able to provide a space. like we talked about a little bit earlier, like people aren't vulnerable. People don't
Mm.
like to be vulnerable. People, it makes them uncomfortable. They get scared. And so to be able to provide a place where that's like the main thing is, come on, tell me, your darkest times, and then tell me how you got out of it, because I want to know personally, but also I want people to be able to come and watch this and hear the stories that people tell and be able to gain something from that, and I just want to be. You don't see that. You don't see a lot of mental health stuff I mean, it's becoming a bit more prevalent, but like I'm just trying to just press the line, and any way I can do that. So
Yeah, man. Well, you're doing a great job. This is for you. And I feel like as a host, I jumped the gun. If people are joining us for the first time, as you know, this is a live show. Leave your questions, your comments, whatever it is. If you have something you want to say, put it in the chat. I'll bring you up here on the show. That's the fun part about this is we have this interaction with our community. But yeah, so if you could just go ahead and introduce yourself for the people.
well, my name is Rizzle. I have been in the music space in Oregon for about 20 years. And um, if you're familiar with my music, you know that a lot of times I'm vulnerable in my music. And I think that's where I mean, my life has been emotional and up and down and vulnerable. And I've just found ways to channel that into my music. And then now I'm started a podcast where I'm trying to help people there also. And I landscape full time. I've landscaped for about 8 years. I worked at a golf course for like 10 years before that. So I've been outside my entire life working. And I don't know. I just like to give back. I'm in that phase of my life where like I'm all about giving back and just trying to make a difference. Use my platforms to make a difference. It's not about me. It's not about getting all these views on my and stuff on my music and like whatever. I'm just trying to make a difference. So
I love that, man. Welcome to the show, brother. We appreciate you being here.
yeah, thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. Yeah, for
Again.
sure, man. Well, listen, we got a bunch of people in the chat right now. I want to go ahead and just acknowledge them as we sit here. Kayla Coffee Studios, I love you. That's my beautiful girlfriend. She's out there. She says, "Oh my God, it's people helping people." For people that don't know, that's her voice in the beginning there. I produced that little beat because we're getting demonetized for everything. I can't even use this dang
Ye-
clap track anymore. So
yeah, that sucks.
and it is what it is, right? And the thing is, like, we have people that are here watching and enjoying the show. And like you said, it's not about the numbers or anything else. It's just about like providing value and finding our purpose and service.
Hmm.
And yeah, so Kayla Coffee, thank you for showing up for us. Appreciate you. That Oregon landscaper, welcome in. We see you out there. Who is that actually? I forget.
Um, that might be my burner account.
Jose, we see you, that Oregon landscaper. Thank you for being in here, joining the chat. Nice. Rich Legend.
Yeah.
And he joined us on the last pod too.
Yep. You sure did.
Dude, we appreciate you, man. Well, I think we have so much to talk about, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you talked about how in the beginning it feels like in young people in general, it's about the numbers, it's about yourself, and it's about building things up. And as you grow over time, that kind of shifts. And I want to talk about that shift with you because I think that's really important. And a lot of people in life don't ever find that shift of finding purpose. So could you kind of walk me through what that shift looked like for you?
Um, I think it happened. I mean, it's still happening even now, and it probably happened a few years ago. We talked about my vestibular migraines a bit, and just the as my quality of life from that kind of went down. I feel like I started to appreciate things more in
Mm,
life. And that sucks to say, that it takes something like that to make you appreciate the things around you more. But I mean, that's kind of just the case with people. You don't really know what you have sometimes until it gets taken away, or it's until you face some hard times. And really it was just um grounding myself from all the other bullshit that's around in life, and just focusing on my family and my kids, and just trying to be a good example be a
mm.
good example and a role model for my kids. I've always felt like I was I mean, I've made good choices, but I've also made bad choices, and I've also been lazy, and I've been, there's just I just needed to turn things around. Not to say
Yeah.
that I was,
No, I get it.
a
You had to live
bad
life.
a bad dad or a bad husband or anything like that, but like sometimes you gotta evolve. Like, you always have to evolve and take steps to better yourself. And I think that um once I started to make that shift, it kind of like took over. And
Mm,
I got tastes of it a little bit back in early like 2010, 2012. I did a few charity shows back then, school supply drives and fundraisers. We raised some money for the McMinnville athletic department, the high school. Couple schools, or a school, two school supply drives. We did a food drive, and just some stuff giving back to the community, using the music platform as a means for good. And dude, it felt so good. And then just to be able to do that again, when I came back to doing music like a year ago, I really, that switch, that it was definitely like I'm way more aware of the lyrics that I use and what I talk about. And like, cool, I'm a rapper, but like, let's let's put out stuff that is gonna, like, I want to put out something that's gonna make my kids think about changing the way that they live, or that, like, they, what I mean. And
mm.
so that all just took over, like, when I started making music again, like a year ago. Because I'll take some time. I'll have a year or two where I take a step back and just live life and gain those experiences, come back, and then put that into my music. And man, it's been a different wave this time for sure.
Well, I love
Uh,
that.
yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, man, because finding that outlet and realizing that there is fulfillment in that. I think a lot of people, like I said, go throughout their whole lives without feeling the feeling of, and I don't remember if I said this on your pod or 5 minutes ago, but feeling the feeling of realizing that living life with purpose of being in service of others is so fulfilling. And when you actually get to see the impact that you're making and hear the impact that you're making,
Mhm.
and man, it just is really something special. And to utilize something like music to do that is so dope. Like you said, like that's kind of the foundation
Right.
of what you're doing.
Yeah, like, and people have said it to me, like, they, like, I used to post like just whatever came to mind on Facebook, or if I'm scrolling, I see something funny, or whatever. And somebody commented one time, good friend of mine, I've been friends with him since kindergarten. He was like, "Hey man, like, you have a platform.
Mm,
Like, people look to you, like, no matter if you think that you do or not, like, you do, and you have a platform. You need to use that for good."
mm,
And I was kind of like, I'm like, I didn't feel like I was using it for bad. But after that, after that moment, I really looked at, like, how I put things out, like,
mm,
and how people perceived my just my outlook. And maybe if I'm gonna have, so now it's like, if I'm gonna have this mental health stuff on my podcast or on my Facebook, maybe I don't post an inappropriate, like, inappropriate memes or some stupid shit. Like, it just makes you really think about, I'm just super aware of everything,
yeah.
you know
Yeah, I love that you said that too, because utilizing especially with you over time, you have grown a fan base, you know, and I've seen it firsthand. You had a podcast right out the gates. You had people there supporting you, and they're there to hear what you have to say. They're here to, you know, hear what your guests have to say and learn from you. And I kind of want to dive into that too, is like your podcast, man. I want to talk about like what that's done for you since you started the podcast. I know there's probably so many different things that you could break down on how it's
Yeah.
changed you in one way or another. But yeah, if you could kind of walk me through what this podcast has done for you.
Um, well, okay, I will say one thing right off the bat. It has directly like helped. I've had people come to me and be like, "Dude, I love your podcast. I really needed this. Like, you don't know how much this means to me that you're being open and vulnerable and like give like stuff like that I'm getting already." And I've only done 9 episodes, like, and that was like the beginning, like first couple episodes. And so like just that right there, um, it just like it gave me it fueled the fire. You
Mm.
know, I've always had that urge to do the podcast, but now that I've done it and I've seen the impact that it can make like firsthand immediately, man, it just makes me hungry for it. Like
Yeah.
I get done with one and I'm like, all right, it's Wednesday. My next episode's Saturday. Like, man, maybe I'll do like a random one on Thursday and I'll just talk about some stuff, you know, by myself without a guest or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's really opened my eyes to how quick you can make an impact,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about the flip side of that coin? What have been the biggest challenges so far?
Balancing my uh everything else, you know.
I
uh
gotcha.
I have right now I have two charity events that I'm planning. um
Which I want to get into too.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And then and then like other music events that I have coming up as well, and the landscaping full time. Like I'm a supervisor, and so I have all of this shit on my plate all the time, and that like really, I mean that job puts food on the plate, you know, like that pays the bills and keeps the lights on, so that has to be the number one priority all the time. And then like just juggling that and making sure that I'm keeping everything else afloat while giving my best effort to my day job, you know,
Yeah.
and then still having, I mean, I have 3 dogs, I have kids, I have a wife, I got a dad and a stepdad that live with us, or a father-in-law that live with us, you know, like I have so much going on, and it's taught me to take care of like the little things that I can when I can, so that I don't have them bouncing around, and like prioritizing things. And man, it's
Yeah.
like I'm running a business or something, you
Dun,
know,
dun,
like,
dun, 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 dun,
dude,
dun.
yeah.
Just juggling
Yep.
like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. But you done such a good job with that, bro. Like I see you posting your clips and editing your clips and you know, AI, thank God for AI.
Dude,
And we
it
talked about this on your
mhm.
last on the last pod is like AI has saved the day and allowed guys like us that do have businesses and jobs and families and responsibilities to be able to actually do this. Like
Mhm.
really do it. And you are really doing it.
I appreciate it, dude. I mean, I took the pointers from you, dude. Like really, I was like, I mean, I tried so hard to not um just not copy you, but like just be the same, because I'm using the same website that you are, you know, and like the same. And so I really tried to separate myself from your model. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But dude, AI is crazy, and I use it
Saving the day,
for graphics and for descriptions and writing up and it's just I
bro.
would not be able to do it without that for sure.
Yeah.
Or I would, but I'd be very sleep deprived, let's say that.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, we talked about this too, and you know, just talking about how there's enough to go around. And I literally had somebody sitting in my house, one of my guests, and he's like, "This is exactly what I wanted to do." You know, he's in studio for an
Mhm.
interview, and he goes, "I really wanted to." have a podcast where I have local businesses on and we get to know who they are, look behind the curtains and realize what it takes to run a business and how much of a freaking head case you become because of the business and like all the highs and lows. And I'm like, dude, do it. I was like, you can do it right here. Like
Yeah.
there are people that are going to resonate with your voice versus my voice versus Rizzle's voice.
Mhm.
And like it's not a one size fits all and there is enough to go around.
Dude,
Like,
and if one of my friends came up to me or somebody I knew, one of my peers, and they're like, "Hey, like you inspired me to do like I want to do a mental health podcast." I would be ecstatic.
over the moon,
You know, like,
bro.
"Yes, please do it. Please
Yeah.
do it."
Yeah, and let me give you all the tools of
Dude,
everything that I
yeah.
fucked up along the way so
Yeah.
you don't make the same mistake.
Don't do these things. Make sure the guest mic is on, like,
Yeah.
all that. You can
Yeah.
have my guest list, it's fine, like,
Yes.
like totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, speaking of which, I can definitely shoot you some of my guests too if they're open to that. You know, I feel like your podcast is because you have niche down to something that is very vulnerable, which
Mhm.
why is so powerful. But to talk about those things, not everybody that has serious traumatic things that have happened in their lives can sit down and open up about it.
Right.
And but yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to give you the guests that you know when we're sitting here talking about their businesses or their music or their artwork. If they want to dive into and we touch on that stuff here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if they want to fully dive in and fully tell their story, like I'll shoot them your way, man.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. I feel like and I've kind of always been someone that people, they don't necessarily come to me for help, but I give them help about mental health issues and stuff when I feel like I'm needed to give them help. And so like I feel like I enjoy hearing people's stories so that we can learn from it and grow from it and stuff.
Yeah,
So like I'm so excited to just keep going forward with the pod and hearing more people's just more people's stories, you know.
yeah, for sure, man. And we're here to support any which way. You know, if you have questions about things, you just shoot me a text, and you
Mhm.
have, and I have.
Appreciate
So
it.
it's like, yeah, we
Yeah.
got each other's backs on this, and that's
Oh
what's
yeah.
fun, bro.
Yeah.
Kenny Johnson is out there. What up, homies?
Hey.
What up, Kenny? Kenny was on your pod too. That was a great show. I enjoyed tuning in on that.
Yeah, I need to have him back and have him in studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff to say for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing he says, Alex, my wife says you sound like Howard Stern. I'll take that as a compliment, man. He's
Yeah, yeah,
a legend in the
yeah,
radio space.
that's funny.
Nice. Well, yeah, man. I want to dive into what you've got going now because you said, you know, back in the day it was about XYZ, and then there was this shift, and you took a little bit of a break, a hiatus from
Mhm,
music. You came back, and you found this purpose in being in service, and
mhm.
that's incredible, bro. And you're not just talking about it. Like you have the podcast that you're walking the walk, bro. And so you have other things going on too,
Yeah.
and I'd like to dive into those.
So, well, on top of just like, I think the whole tone. I mean, so I've always made vulnerable music and stuff people can relate to, and like we talked about in the past, how I feel like my music is instead of being like it could be how did I say it? It can be like okay for like a bunch of people or like it can really be amazing and hit home for like a few. And I
Right.
had some songs like that were like that, but like I tried to do the rapper thing too and like I'm going to make songs about smoking weed and I'm going to do this and that and like that's cool, whatever. But now it's like I feel like I only make songs about like I only make songs that I feel like my kids would listen to and learn from or take a good life message from or something but still someone else could throw it on and like drive and they'd still enjoy it while they're just like in the car driving somewhere or something.
I love it.
And so that gave me the platform to do charity shows.
Mm.
I've always kind of done charity shows and so now I have Rizzle's Give Back at Happy Acres, and that's in like 2.5 weeks now. It's been planning for months, and now we're finally almost here. And it's a food and school supply drive for a local elementary school and for a local food pantry. And then there's we're kind of just trying to make it a yearly event for kids and families. And we have a bounce house. I got a bounce house coming out, and we got a face painting booth, and we're just trying to like do a end of summer kind of kick off the school, give kids something cool to do before school starts, and help out some families. I don't see a lot of like school supply drives and stuff like that, and so I'm just trying to, I have the platform, and so I'm going to use it. And so many people have come together. We have like 10 local businesses, or there's probably about 15 now, that have donated either cash or school supplies, or they've donated to our raffle to raise money for the nonprofit Breathe Easy, Speak Teasy that is hosting the event. And they're an amazing nonprofit too, that deserves praise and everything, and help from the community also. So I'm trying to help them out while we're doing the stuff for the community. And it's just it's so cool that we've had so much we gained a lot of traction just in a small amount of time, and I think it's just going to keep growing. Hopefully, fingers crossed that we have a good
Yeah.
turnout. So
No, that's amazing, bro. That really is. And I'm just curious because I've never put together something like that before.
mhm.
So if somebody wanted to do something like that, if they wanted to start a drive, a food drive, a school supply drive, how would somebody even go about doing that?
The first thing probably to do is find like who you're going to donate to. And
Uh,
so I've done things in the past with local food pantries, and it's, you just kind of select one, look into what the different places are about and who they support and the different things, and find one that you're good with and you agree with. And then from there, we like to do music and stuff, so we had to find a venue. If you're just going to do a drive, a lot of times you can find local places to just do like a drop off location, and people can just come and go. Like local businesses have little bins or something, by the register. But we're doing a whole event, so we had to find a venue, and then we had to pay. There's costs that come with this stuff, so we
yeah.
had to go and reach out to local businesses. And I had to put a whole sheet together, that offered different sponsorship options, and like it showed what we were doing, who we were giving to. It's kind of tough because I'm going around and I'm trying to ask businesses and people for money, and hey, we're doing this and that, and they're like, cool, like we really support your cause and everything. That's awesome, but who the fuck are you? Like,
Yeah.
why are we giving you money? And
Right.
so I had to explain that too, and like explain who I am and my kind of my backstory, and I've done things like this before in the past, and it's pretty cool. It's been received well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people kind of want to see what happens first, and so I think once this first event happens successfully, it'll be a bit easier going forward. But we had to, you have to secure we have a food cart coming out, so we had to secure that. And it's just the details, all the little details, location, who you're giving to, the financial part of it and stuff like that. So it's you gotta stay organized. Really, there's a lot of moving parts and stuff when doing something like that.
Yeah, man. That sounds like, I mean, it's a lot of work for one, but when you, like you said, you kind of lay the foundation and have proof of concept, then you have people on board, right?
hmm
And so if we can help blow this out of the water, what time, what day, tell me the details if people want to go to it.
So it's September 14th. That's I think it's 2 Sundays from now, and we are starting at 5 p.m. It's from 5 to 9, and there will be music. I think from 5:30 to about 8:45. And just bring your family, bring your friends, bring your grandma. I mean, we're in McMinnville, well, right outside McMinnville, Happy Acres at the Bayou. It's a nonprofit event space out there, and they have a bunch of other stuff going on separately that you can look them up and check them out too. But yeah, September 14th, 5 p.m. Happy Acres at the Bayou. It's $15 to get in. So what you want to do is you want to go to the store, get $15 worth of school supplies, bring your receipt, and then you get a dollar for dollar discount at the door.
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
yeah, and then you get in, we get the supplies. Or if you just want to come and support the nonprofit, Breathe Easy, Speak Teasy, you can pay cash at the door, and the door ticket money will go to help their nonprofit also. So there's multiple ways to give back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, bro. And looks like you got some love out here too for your music. Jubilee says he's got to say Riz styles of your shit slap. The bar work is gas, but so is the thoughtful shit too.
Appreciate it, Jubal.
Hell
That's
yeah,
my little adopted son there. No,
nice. Oh,
no, that's the little homie.
nice, nice. Kenny Johnson says it's a lot of work. I had to do it before, but I'm here to help. We will be there.
Hell
Whew.
yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Greg Simpson Jr., we see ya. He says, salute Riz for show. Yeah.
It's the homie Theory. What's up, bro?
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm into his event too coming up. He has a King of the Mic competition going on in
Ooh,
Salem in September. And there's a first place gets a $200 cash prize and a free music video. And so there's anybody who entered, you get put on the schedule. There's 3 different days, I believe. And then each, like, you only go to one of those days, and then there's judges, and then the finalist from each of those days moves on to the 4th day. And then so it'll be one finale, and then the winner of that takes the title.
yeah.
And so it's not, and I'm not, I mean, much love and respect to all the people that entered. I'm not really, I don't care about winning, but do my thing. That's what I do. I
Hell yeah.
rap, I perform. So
Hell yeah. No, that's dope. That'll
yeah,
be fun, man.
yeah,
So it's like a bracket style tournament, elimination, all
yeah,
that. And is
yep.
it, when I hear that, I think of like 8 Mile MC rapping back and forth. Like,
So no, it's not like rap battle. It's you just, so I'm gonna show up with like a 15-20 minute set, and I'll perform, and then the other people, the other contestants or whatever, they'll perform too, and then I think the judges just at the end of the night will break it down and pick a winner, and
sick.
then that winner will go on to like the final round with the other night's winners. So
What was the date on that one?
that is September 19th.
Yeah.
September 19th in Salem at the Tiki Lounge.
Sick. I
Yeah, so I
fly in.
need all my people to come out for that, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I fly in to Oregon on the 17th and
Oh
leave the
shit.
23rd.
Oh shit.
So the 19th though, that's my girl's birthday.
Oh, is it?
I
Yeah,
wonder if she'd kill
I
me
think
if
it's
I
during
went
the
out to a
week
rap show.
too. Yeah, I think it's during the week too.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be cool though. I've never done something like that before. And that's like a out of my comfort zone thing too, because as soon as I walk into a venue, like, I'm scared and I'm looking for people that are judging me, and so like to have the whole purpose be for me to go there so that this row of people can judge me, like,
yeah.
it's growth. I'm growing, you
That's what it's,
gotta, yep, you
you're gonna
gotta,
learn some things about
you got,
yourself for sure.
yeah.
That's dope. But man, I mean, that's a Friday, the 19th,
Oh,
I
okay. Is
believe.
it?
Hold on, let me double
Okay.
check.
Okay.
Let me double check that real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. Because the 14th is my show, and that's Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. Dude, maybe me and my girl will roll through.
that would be
and
dope.
just show some support and be
That
out
would be
there
cool.
just
No
freaking.
pressure, but that would be dope.
Yeah, maybe I could get this song finished.
Hey, yeah, let's do it. I've
Yeah.
been performing that one too.
Oh, have you? Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I saw you do that at the
Yep.
when you opened up for Riff Raff.
Yeah.
Do it.
Dude, I have another cool opportunity coming up in October 20, I think it's the 29th or the 24th, but at the same venue, 520 in Albany, Dizzy Wright is coming through.
Ooh.
And I got the chance to open up for Dizzy Wright in 2012 in Salem. My manager at the time, he hit me up. He's like, man, who would you want to like open up for? Who's your favorite? And at the time, Dizzy Wright was like, psh, and I was like, dude, Dizzy. And so we made it happen. We got him to, and got him to a show in Salem. We opened up for him. And then now he was coming back to Oregon. He's in Albany. And the show was like, the flyers were going around and I'm commenting on it. And I'm like, dude, I opened up for him in 2012. Like, it's so dope, blah, 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 you know? And the dude throwing the show hit me up that night. He's like, dude, I seen your comments. Like, you want to host the show? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I get to host the Dizzy Wright show. I get to do a song. I get to perform a song like before the like co-headliners and shit like that. And so yeah, dude, I'm super stoked about that too.
That's gonna be
yeah,
sick.
like a full circle moment for me a little bit, you know.
100%. That is so dope.
Yeah,
Bro, well, yeah, I'll definitely hit you up when I get to Oregon because I want to be involved in some.
cool.
Just to come watch you and throw my hands up and have some
Yeah,
support. Like
yeah,
that's what it's all about.
yeah.
But anybody that's out there listening right now, if you're on Facebook, if you can pop over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel. Facebook doesn't like us for some reason, which is all right. They don't have to. But if you go over to the YouTube, it's youtube.com. It's actually right here, down here. YouTube.com/@symbol people helping people live. Subscribe to the channel. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. And yeah, this is chapter 2, the give back, which I didn't even touch on yet. But the give back is we are sponsoring kids to go to Camp Asda. Me, myself, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and so this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm not asking anybody to donate, but if you want to, the link will be right below this video on YouTube or wherever the description is where you're watching, and you can donate to help a kid go to Camp Asda. On top of that, at the end of September, we are doing a full-fledged auction, and we will be auctioning. I want to shout out everybody that's donated. Kayla Coffee Studios is donating a one-of-a-kind piece of art for this auction. Your boy B is donating a one-of-a-kind piece of art for this auction. Penny and Benny LLC will have one-of-a-kind pieces of merchandise for this auction. Nick Boltman, a world-renowned artist, also is donating a piece of art for this auction. And Michael, gosh, what is his last name? I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher it real quick. 1 second here. Let me just grab it. I almost butchered it live on stream too. There it is. And Michael Carini, also a world-renowned artist, is donating a piece of art for this auction. So at the end of September, I believe it lands on a Friday. I'll have all the auction stuff set up for you guys to check out. And if you want to bid on some art, and being that we're a small channel, you'll have a very good chance of winning some art that's going to be valuable or some merchandise that's going to be cool. So definitely join us. Yeah, it's going to be so dope.
When is that?
The end of September. So it'll be the
Okay, cool.
last day of September. But all those proceeds are going to go to sponsoring a kid to go to Camp Asda. So I'm really stoked on that. It looks like Monday, the 29th of September. And that's going to be another marathon stream, bro.
Yeah. Dude, I know. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do for my season 1 finale. Cause I think I have to look at what date it's going to land on, but I want to do around 20 episodes or so, 25 for the first season. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Something long too, and I'd like to have some of the guests back and, touch base with them and stuff too. So
yeah, that's great. I did that same thing, and I think it's really cool to have them just like a quick update,
Mhm.
and ask them what they felt and how they felt about the show, and like getting their live feedback.
Yeah.
And if people have announcements, right? Like if people are going to be helping you with your nonprofit, if people are going to be helping with, the fundraising or whatever it is, but giving them the chance for a little snippet to make some announcements is really
Hmm.
dope. But yeah, man. And then on top of everything you got going on, like you're wearing a lot of hats out here, bro.
Yeah.
You said that you have something else coming up too that you haven't quite talked about yet. You want to bring
Oh,
that up?
yes. So I have a toy drive this December that we're throwing in Salem at the Tiki Lounge. Salem has always been good to me, and we're using this school drive to give back to McMinnville, and the toy drive. I figured let's help out people in the not so immediate community. I want I want the give back to go far, farther than my short arms can reach. So we found a cool um organization to donate to. We're donating to Black Joy Oregon. And if you guys want to check them out, go and look at them. They're an organization that just lifts up people of color, and people, and it's just such a great thing to be able to give back. And we're I'm not going to announce the artists or anything yet, but I think it's going to be a free show, and it's just cool to be able to give back to multiple communities.
Epic.
Yeah.
Epic, man. Well, we've been podcasting for a couple of hours now, and you've shared so much with us, bro. And you have family here at People Helping People. If you need anything, we're here. And I'm excited to see where Rizzle takes his podcast. And I'm excited to see where you take things, man, and how you grow and continue to flourish. But, I think us joining together, continuing to cross pollinate the
Hmm.
information that we have and the love that we can provide, and just trying to leave the world a better place. And you're out here doing that.
Yeah. I thank you, man. Thank you. It feels good to be, just be able to lay my head down at night knowing that I'm doing something that, like, would make my mom proud if she was
Mm,
here.
mm,
That's one thing I've always struggled with, is uh wanting to make sure that if she was here, she would be proud of the choices that I've made,
mm.
and so that's like one of the things I think that drives me the most.
I love that.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Well, I can say that, yeah, you're doing a damn good job.
I
So,
appreciate
and
it.
I want to thank you again. I am so extremely grateful for you taking the time to have me on your podcast and having that discussion.
Hmm.
If you guys missed that show, go subscribe to Upleft State of Mind on YouTube, youtube.com/@ upleft pod, right?
Yep.
Upleft pod. Let me say that whole thing again so they don't get lost in the sauce. YouTube.com/@ upleft pod. But yeah, you can go check out his podcast, listen to his previous guests, and yeah, he's got a great thing going over there. And yeah, I guess I have to ask before you go: is there anything you'd like to leave with the people?
Um. Yeah. It's been a reoccurring theme recently for me to just encourage people to reach out, to talk to someone if you feel like you need to. Man, it's such a scary thing to have someone come to you and tell you that they've thought about suicide.
Mm,
And it it's never it's never a bad time to reach out to someone, or it's never a bad time if you're feeling like you need to get something out. Like, just find that outlet.
mm,
And that's really all. I mean, I could go on for hours about the importance of taking care of your mental health. But I think that's the most important thing, is just to reach out, talk to someone, you
I
know.
love it. I love it. Thank you, Rizzle. I appreciate you. Yeah, just reach out. If you're hurting, reach out. If if you're struggling, just talk to somebody. I think that's a beautiful message to leave on. And I want to thank you again for being a part of People Helping People. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Rizzle. You take
Thanks
care,
for
brother.
having me, man.
All right, brother. Yeah. Rizzle's one of those guys that I could just talk to for hours. We are kindred spirits for sure. I think that people that have been through some things, and we just connect, man. I just appreciate him, and I'm so grateful that he is doing what he is doing and how he's doing it. It's just inspiring, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Before we go, a couple of things I want to touch on. And I mentioned this in Rizzle's podcast, but the past couple of weeks, if you don't know, I have Crohn's disease, but I've had insane flare-ups the past couple of weeks, and I have just not been good. So I've been doing my best to bring you guys the best conversations and really be present in those conversations. But I've had to take breaks in the midst of shows sometimes to use the restroom because of my flare-up, and the Crohn's affects the diabetes, which affects my cognitive health. And obviously your gut biome, when that's not in line, there's issues there. So I just want to thank everybody for being here, and thank everybody for sticking with me, and just know that I am in tune with what is out of tune in my body, and I'm working on it. You don't see me with coffee with a bunch of soft top on it anymore. I just got some water here, or maybe some black coffee. But yeah, I am trying to get better so I can bring you the best me and have the best conversations. And I just am so grateful that you guys are sticking around and being a part of what we're building here is with People Helping People. And I want to thank you for your understanding as well. If maybe I'm not as eloquently spoken as I would like to be, but that's life. That's life. And we're showing up, and we're doing our best to make sure that no matter how hard things get, we are here to show up. And, I feel like I have a responsibility now, and that's to give you guys the best shows that I possibly can. So I think we're going to end on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys. I couldn't have a show without mentioning Mike Silkowski. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. If you guys need to get your message out to the world, call Mike Silkowski. Shout out to T-Town Boxing. Shout out to carsfortucson.org. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. And thanks again to Upleft State of Mind and Rizzle over there. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.